Very good afternoon to one and all present here. Today, I will be starting a small session on the Waveform for marketeers. So what exactly is Waveform for marketeers? Let's get started. Yeah, so Waveform for marketeers is a module that is designed to let you create web forms. So basically content authors can create these simple forms in a very user friendly manner without the help of a developer. So this module exactly helps you to record all the information that a visitor enters, whether or not the visitor has completely filled the form. So that is one of the advantages of WFFM, which actually helps in digital marketing as such. So whether your visitor, suppose the visitor has come and visited your particular website which has a web form, so regardless of the visitor has filled in properly or not, Sitecore by default, lets in take the information and it stores it as an anonymous user here. And the second thing is that a WFFM module, has inbuilt, the web analytics and reporting capabilities, which helps a lot in the digital marketing as such. So this was what WFFM is. So it's a very simple module that is really user friendly and anyone can use it. So coming to the installation, how exactly you need to be installing this? Again, it's very easy. So you need to be going to the sitecore.net thing, the marketing. So the URL has been provided here. So just go there and download the package, which is easily available there, and install the package. So I should be showing a small demo as to how to be doing this. Yeah, so just after downloading the particular package from the sitecore.dev.net, just come to your particular instance. Yeah, so come to your particular instance where you want to install your WFFM module. Go to your, control panel, install the package, and click on the choose package. Click on the upload package, sorry about that. Yeah, once you do that, just go and install the zip which has been given there. Click on next and upload the file. Once the file has been uploaded, choose your particular package. That would be your WFFM 8.2 161129 zip. Just open that, click on next, accept all the license agreements. And so these are your post installation steps which I will be going through after this. So just click on next and install the package. Yeah, so once you're done with this, while this is installing, I've already installed here in my other instance. So I shall be showing. So how do you know, get to know that the WFFM module has been installed? Just go click on the desktop. And in your all applications, you will find a small option called Waveform for marketeers. So this is how you get to know that it has been already installed. So that was about the installation. Now coming to the post installation step. So once you're done with the installation, so you have a set of post installation steps which you need to be doing. So first thing is you need to be going to your restricting placeholders wizard and be defining the list of placeholders that you need to that you would be assigning your web forms into. And next thing would be publishing your content to the web database. Then the third thing would be, running, there'll be a file that will be created in the website and data folder, which has the WFFM analytics file. So just run that particular file and it will create 4 additional tables in your reporting database. So this again helps in, the better reporting capabilities, which which I mentioned about, and finally adding the nodes to the web.config file. So again, I shall be showing this, demonstrating this particular thing. So like I said, disconnected from this. Like I said, first would be going and publishing this to your web database. You just go there and publish the entire site. So there you go, just publish. After that, you need to be going and selecting the restricting placeholders. So just click on the desktop, all applications, Waveform for marketeers, and so there's an option called restricting placeholders. So as mentioned here, these are the default placeholders that are present. So just in case you want to create new ones, you can just go ahead and create new ones and attach this particular thing. So select your placeholders and click OK. So that was the second step. Then after which you need to be going to your instance, and in your website and data folder, you will have this file that is SQL file, that is WFFM Analytics. Just run that. So once you run that, there'll be 4 extra tables that would be created here, namely the form fact summary, form fact events, form statistics by contacts, and add form statistics by contact. So 4 of these tables would be created. So once you're done with all of this, just go to your again web.config file and add that these 2 instances as mentioned here under the system.web and handlers root. Just add these 2 things. Once you're done with all of this, you're ready to go with the WFFM module. So this was about the installation. So the installation is done. Now coming to how do you exactly set up a web form. Okay, so there are 3 main steps that you would undergo in creating a web form, that setting up a web form, that is. So first thing would be create a web form, then adding fields to your web forms, and then configuring the submit button. So I will be showing how to create a web form in the content editor and in the experience editor. So let's just get there. Yeah. So how do you exactly create your web form in the content editor? So just go on the content editor. So wherever you want to create, just click on that particular item and go to your presentation tab and just click on insert here. Once you would do that, you get a dialog box, something similar to this. So you have 3 options in here. One is creating a blank form, inserting an existing form, and select a form to copy. So suppose you want to create a new form. So just click on this particular option, create a blank form. Click on next. Name the form whatever you would like to. Click on the placeholder that you want to associate it with. Click on next. And finally, analytics dialog box opens, which helps you to link that particular form to a goal. So you can create how many ever goals you want, and for each of this you can give in your engagement values depending upon your requirements. Or if you wouldn't want to create a new goal, you can also click on an existing goal. So you can click on whatever existing goal you would like to. So there is another option here which you can see, that enable the drop form tracking. So this I will be talking about later in the module. So just click on next. Yeah, so click on next and click on create. So once you would click on that, a new web form would be created. Yeah, so that was about creating a web form in content editor. In a similar manner, we can create it in the experience editor as well, which is again very simple. So how do you exactly create it? So you will have placeholders here. So just click on wherever you want to associate your web form with or place your web form. So just click on the placeholder and click on the form option here. Click select. And again, you have the same set of options that appear in your dialog box. So again, you have create a blank form, insert an existing form, select a form to copy. So since I showed that, you can create a blank form from the beginning, now I'll be showing, insert an existing form. So Sitecore as such has these default web forms which it has already created. So the sample forms which are present here, that is create an account, get a newsletter and everything. So it has default fields and everything that Sitecore has created, and these are the rest of the forms which I had created. So you can select in or the already existing forms in this manner. Just insert whichever form which you would have created and just click on next. Just click on next and insert. So this is how you insert a form in the experience editor. Yeah, so second thing would be adding fields to your web form. So like I showed you initially that you can create forms right from scratch. So you can obviously add in your fields to that particular form as well. So how do you add in fields is, once you start creating the form, a blank form. So I will be creating here, for example, an example form. So create a blank form. Yeah, so I associated goals with it as well. And so once I click on this, a default box appears. Yeah, so you can add in fields. So these fields are similar to those which you would add in the default templates which you create in Sitecore, similar manner. So you have the title of the field and you have the types of the field. So you have the simple types, list type, and complex types in here. So how many ever fields you want, you could just keep on adding it. And there is also an option of required checkbox in here. So suppose you want the user to click on this compulsorily, just click on this and it will validate this. And suppose you want to delete a particular form, just click here. So this was about adding fields to the form. So each of the field has an appearance. So you want a particular field to appear in a particular manner. Just click on the CSS class which you would want to associate with, and based on it, the appearance just comes in. Then coming to the validation of each field. So suppose the first field, I would say, the username. Okay, I'll just give in as name, and I will give in a single line test. So suppose I want this particular field to be validated. Since it is name, I will be saying letters only, or so Sitecore again has these default validations present here. So you can click whichever based on your requirements. I'll be clicking your letters and white spaces only. And suppose you want to create your own validation for each of the field, you can just go and click on this custom validation field and given the regular expression and yeah, it will be validated. Then suppose each of the validation is there. So in case the visitor is unable to fill in, so in case the validation fails, you can give the error message in here. And finally, you have the analytics data box, which once you click on this or check on this, it relates each of this to the web form analytics. So it becomes easier for Sitecore to track each of the information present in here. So this was about adding fields. So I spoke about the appearance, validation, and analytics. So the next thing would be the different field types in web form. So a form consists of field, and each field consists of a field name and a field type. So which I showed you. Now the field types are again divided into simple type, the list type, and the complex type. So the simple type includes the single line text, multi-line text. You have the email, password, etc. So these are your simple types. And list type includes the drop list, tree list, etc. And yeah, so the complex type. Coming to the complex type, so complex type is something which Sitecore has provided out of the box. So you have three types of field in here. That is the password confirmation, and the captcha field, and the credit card field. So captcha field is something is a field that helps a particular visitor to differentiate it from the robotic visitor. So it consists of a field box which has a blank field, and there's a field on top which is the image. So this the image, that is the image which appears, has to be entered into the blank field, and it verifies. So this is the captcha field, which is something out of the box present in Sitecore. So I will be showing one form that I created using the captcha field. Yeah, so this is the captcha field. So it consists of an image field and a plain field where the letters of the image field has to be entered here and it will be verified. So this was about the captcha field. Now this final thing of creating a web form. So that would be configuring the submit button. So again, configuring the submit button can be divided into three things. That is, firstly, you have the form verifications, then you have the save actions, and finally the success. So I should be showing a small, demo again about this. So once I click on the submit button, so for each of the submit button, it has a form verification, save actions, and a success. So suppose what exactly is form verifications? So once the data has been entered by the visitor, Sitecore verifies each of these, okay, and compares it with the values, and it tries to see. So so what you could do is, if you want to associate a particular form verification form verification to the form. Sitecore has some default form verifications as mentioned here. So there are three form verifications: check user and password, is user in a role, and user exists. So once the visitor clicks in, or gives in the information, fills in the fields, Sitecore verifies the user and password and sees if the user is there. So whatever you want, you could create each of this and add it. So suppose in this particular thing, I want to check if the user and password are correct. So just click on this and add. So once you're done with this, just click on edit and it will check. So given the respective fields and click OK. And suppose the form verifications failed, okay, you can display a particular error message, and this error message can be written here. So this is about form verification. Now coming to save actions. So what save action also does the similar action as that of form verification, but the only difference is that save action is after the visitor fills in each of the fields. All of this would be saved to your database. So there are a lot of save actions, default save actions that are present in Sitecore. That is including add contact to contact list, change password, update contact details, create items, create user, edit role membership, etc. So each of this is a default save actions that is present. So this was about the thing. And again, the error message, suppose you haven't saved in properly, it displays a particular error message, and that you can configure. And finally would be the success message. So if you would have successfully submitted, filled in all the fields and submitted the form, after the submission of the form, you can, write a success message. For example, thank you for filling in the form. So you can change this accordingly. So once you're done with this, just click on save and close, and your web form is ready. So this was about the form verification, the save actions, and finally the success message. So now you are ready to go. So I will be showing a small demo that I had created initially. So this is a form that I had created, wherein I had included two. This is a registration form basically. So visitor has to come in, enter his or her name, email, password, and only after entering of the captcha field, click on the submit button. And so I had added in two types of save actions in here, which I'll be showing. So suppose you want to, edit a particular web form. So you can just go and click on the form designer. Yeah, so these are the save actions that I had included. So first thing would be creating users. So as soon as a particular visitor clicks on writes on the fields and fills in information, it creates a user in Sitecore. And so this is how it is. So username would be the username field which I have given here. User password would be the password field which I have given here, and the domain should be clicked on Sitecore. So once I click on that, it creates users in Sitecore. Then edit role membership. So for every user that is created, you can give in, particular role to that particular user. So I've given here author, developer, analytics, reporting, and analytics personalization. You can add in whichever you want according to this, and finally click OK. Yeah, so this is how I had created. So I will be filling in a name right now. So suppose Anusha. So yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, so since it is successfully filled in the form, you can see that, this message appears and thank you for filling in the form. Now I can go back and see that, that particular user has been created. So once I go and see, Anusha has been created here. So this is how you can, go about experimenting in the web forms. So this is one of the most user-friendly module that is available. Now coming to configuring the engagement analytics in a web form. So what are the three ways that you could configure analytics to a particular web form? First thing is by associating a goal to your web form, then configuring profile values for the associated goal, and finally associating a campaign. So how would you associate a goal with a form? So I'll be showing that again. So just go click on the form designer. So create that particular web form. And you want to create analytics, just click on the properties tab and the dialog box appears, which I had initially told. So you can create a new goal or an existing goal to this. And there's an option called enable form dropout tracking. So once you check on this Sitecore actually lets you take in any information that a particular visitor has been filled, in spite of whether the visitor has submitted the form or not, all of this would be recorded and saved into the database. So this was about analytics, and for each of this, also you can talk about another way of tracking each of this would be going and clicking on the form report. So I was talking about the register form. So once you click on the register form, as you can see, all the analytics will be shown in this particular page. So you have the summary tab, which shows in that how many users have filled in completely the different fields. So you in the form of a graph. Okay, then coming to the detailed reports, how many of them have filled in what was the name and which all users and what time, what value have they configured, how many failures have been done. Everything will be recorded in here. So this also can be seen in this details box, where the number of visits, the submission attempts, the dropouts, and the successful submissions have been given. And finally, you can see that there's a small button in here which helps you export data from in the form of Excel. So once I click in this, you could see that each of this has been recorded. So this was about the analytics, so associating goal. And finally, you can also, the last thing would be associating a campaign with the web form submission. So how do you do that is, again, go click on your desktop. And suppose you want to, associate a particular campaign to this register form. Go on your submit button, click on save actions. So one of the save actions says that register a campaign, add it and edit. What do you want to, which kind of campaign you would want to, link it with? Just click on that and press OK. So this was about how you associate a particular campaign. So that was it about the entire module. So
thank you everyone for attending, and thanks Maria for presenting. The contact information of SUG Bangalore is up on the screen again. If you'd like to get in touch with us, please feel free to reach out on any of these channels. So yeah, thanks everyone. Hope to catch up with you in the next session, which is going to be announced shortly. Thanks.
Thank you.